Welcome to Night Shift. This Night Shift column has been produced with the assistance of more than a dozen people who live in and near Baltimore, Maryland. They all posted publicly on the Facebook page of the Baltimore City Police Department. Baltimore, as I call it, the city of demons, now gives Chicago a run for its money for murders and daily shootings in a city and state with strict gun laws and presided over by corrupt politicians. Of Baltimore mayors has been shown to be incredibly incompetent and corrupt. They give the old Tammany Hall in New York keen competition in history and rival any big city crooked officials in St. Louis, Boston, or San Francisco. The next mayor to go to jail in Baltimore will be another liberal Democrat, Mayor Cawthorne, who began her glide path to crime and riches by playing off her children's book series, Healthy Holly, while a Maryland state senator, and while she was serving on hospital boards in Baltimore City, extorting these institutions into buying hundreds of thousands of her self-published books as she favored legislation vital to their operations. Mayor Pugh's innovative crime slime continued when she was elected to be her honor running the city. Her house of cards is now falling, and yet no one seems embarrassed about it. After all, the last mayor gave the criminals in Charm City a license to riot in 2015 when she declared that she ordered cops to stand still and give the rioters room to destroy. The mayor prior to her was caught stealing funds that had been set aside for buying Christmas gifts for children. The mayor's crooked children's book dealings has now fractured to expose others' self-dealing with the largest medical system in the state of Maryland, promising more revelations of corruption. Each of these mayors has catered to the voters who want to disarm police and turn them into smiling beat cops who ignore crime and pass out ice cream cones. Since 2015, there have been 4 police commissioners and 1 hapless soul who was the acting commissioner. One of these is now in federal prison following his conviction recently for failing to pay taxes for 10 years. The newest guy has been on the job for about a month. Good luck to him. Meanwhile, Baltimore grows more violent by the day as the once fine city turns into a cesspool of criminality. The shrieking politicians who seem to dominate the city council and the tremendously incompetent state's attorney have done everything they can to keep the police department from ridding the streets of the dangerous drug dealers and killers who regularly kill innocent citizens caught in their crossfire and shootouts, including murdering children. But it is the police that the politicians want reined in and handcuffed, not the killers. Let's take a look at one bloody day in April of 2019. Baltimore police responded and reported that on April 11, 2019 at 11:17 a.m., officers called to the 2800 block of Parkwood Avenue for a shot spotter alert. When officers arrived, they found 3 shooting victims in the area. The first victim is an adult male with a gunshot to his stomach. The second, a 27-year-old man with a gunshot to his shoulder. The third, a 39-year-old man with gunshots to his leg. A short time later, a 4th shooting victim arrived in the area hospital with a graze wound to his body. All of the victims were being treated for their injuries at area hospitals. The first victim died from his injuries, and homicide detectives took over the case. Now, on the Facebook page of the Baltimore City Police Department, it noted the car chase that ends with apprehension. The following discussion ensued about this on that Facebook page. Jason R. wrote, "So there was just a car case that was aired by WBAA helicopter. When is it okay to hit someone in a vehicle, Commissioner Harrison? Your officers are dead wrong. You could have killed or even maimed the suspect. Regardless of the wrong committed, this young man still has rights. Shameful behavior. A vehicle should never be used as a weapon." Tess M. responded, "So if they hadn't stopped them, and if it was your child on the road that was ran over and killed, you'd be singing a different tune. You people just never cease to amaze me." Marquest C. responded, "Jason R., are you aware that if he had not run, he would have been taken into custody peacefully and not hit by a car? Just saying." Abby S. wrote, "Jason R., nonsense. Allowing criminals to run from law enforcement only creates a free pass for them. Everybody would run. Why not? They are the perps here, the criminals who need to be stopped and taken off the streets. Hard to imagine why anyone would help defend the criminals fleeing, but here you are." Jamal B. wrote, "Jason R., they should have run over them twice before they got a chance to hurt an innocent person that had nothing to do with the dumbass life they chose to live." Norfolk S. wrote, "Jamal B., sad people like you think this way. That is why cops running around kill people now. You can only kick a dog so many times till they bite back. When they do, don't start complaining." Julie M. wrote, "Jason R., well deserved he to be hit. He shouldn't be out stealing cars that people work hard to pay for." Julie M. also wrote, "Jason R., that's what's wrong with this city. People worrying about criminals' rights rather than the victims' rights. The Baltimore City Police Department did the right thing by running him down with their vehicle. Lucky they didn't shoot him." Rick T. wrote, "Why weren't these men at work?" Christina L. said, "Sadly, they probably were at work. Drug dealers are killing each other off at an alarming rate." Nicole H. wrote, "Christina L., and they can keep killing each other until they're all gone." Jerome B. wrote, "I thought they were selling Healthy Holly books." Jamal B. wrote, "That is why our city is the way it is. When in the hell did so many people start taking up for the criminals? If you get caught doing a crime, man up. You got caught, so whatever comes with it is how it goes. I'm confused. Do they want the criminals off the street or on the street?" Brian S. wrote, "Excellent point." These folks sum up the debate between those in power, the liberal elite of the Democratic Party in Baltimore City, that are driving all those who can afford to do so to leave the city of Baltimore, and those cringing in fear as gunfire was heard across the city, and the people who are frightened about living in the city. The people are leaving. The population of Baltimore in 1950 was nearly 1 million. In 1970, the number of citizens dropped to 900,000. Now the people fleeing the city have left behind only 620,000. More than half of the 309 murders in Baltimore in 2018 took place when the victims were shot in the head. They call that execution style. Plenty of murders take place in broad daylight, giving citywide shooting detectives plenty to do while waiting for the night shift to take over the new crop of calls for homicide detectives. Thanks for joining us here at the Night Shift.